Hi, my name's Jez. I make ambient and experimental music, and today I'm going to show you how I take a simple motif and add more elements to it to make a more interesting and a more dynamic piece. This last June, while I was on tour, I wrote this short melodic phrase that I would use to close out each of my sets. And I think it would be a good example to show how you can take something that's simple and use it to make a track that's more exciting by opening it up. First, I'm going to record the motif and use it as the foundation of the piece. My first impression with this is that it needs something more, just in terms of the synth. It's pretty and it's fun to play, but it's gonna get repetitive and pretty stagnant unless we add something else in. So I recorded a melody to play over top of it, and this is what that sounds like. Next, I'm going to add in one of my favorite things, which is cassette tape. I have a lot of tapes and a lot of cassette players, and they're one of my favorite things to add into music because of the unique texture that they have. I have a lot of tapes that I've recorded for field recordings, and I also have a lot of tapes that I've found at thrift stores that have other people's home recordings or are their answering machines, and I think that there's basically no real feeling like getting a nice found piece of material from a tape that you just buy at a thrift store or at a garage sale. The recordings that I'm going to be using for this track I actually took myself while I was traveling in the Netherlands, and so this is what they sound like mixed into the track. So I think the next step is to start mixing the field recordings into the track as a whole. Usually what I like to do is I like to chop them up into smaller pieces and then kind of arrange them through the track in a way that I find to give it more space or more rhythm. For example, I've taken this louder part and put it in a place where there's comparatively less happening. I've also done the opposite, where I've cut out the field recordings almost altogether, where the parts are starting to get climactic. So at this point, I'm pretty happy with the track, at least for the first half of it. It has the motif, and all the parts are working together, and it sounds bigger than before. But it's still just the same 4-bar phrase repeating over and over again. And so I think for the track to progress, something has to change in regards to that. So instead of writing a new 4-bar phrase, I'm actually just going to take that one out and let the other layers sit on their own. Then I'm going to add in some more synthesizer to sort of round out the layers that are there. These are really more going to be embellishments than anything else. For this portion of the track, I also rolled off the highs and mids in the EQ on the tape recorder. I think that it gives the new instruments a little more space and also provides a textural shift so that you're not being fatigued by the mid-high sound of the tape recorder. So for the ending, I wanted to finish on a climax, and so I shopped around for a chord that could go over the melody that I've been using but would have a different tone than the ones I was using in the beginning of the song. So what I'm going to do is record myself kind of improvising around in that chord or maybe key with a couple synth settings and mix them together so that the ending has a climactic but different feel than the beginning. So it's all come together pretty good. I'll probably have to keep mixing it before I share it with you all. When I do, it'll be in the description of the video. But just to go over what we did, we took a short melodic phrase, added a melody to it, added some field recordings to it, and then just kind of went from there. And hopefully this is a little bit of insight into the process that I use. It could be something that helps you. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. That's what they all say. And I'll have the track available in a link in the description. All right. Thank you.